In the early morning mist of the Pacific Ocean, a tense military standoff begins to unfold. A massive American aircraft carrier slowly moves through the foggy waters, carrying one of the most powerful air forces in the world. On the flight deck, fighter jets prepare for takeoff, while crews rush across the carrier, making final checks. Engines roar to life as pilots prepare for what could become a massive confrontation. On the island ahead, U.S. armored tanks move into defensive positions. Radar systems activate
Connect the main
as
power
soldiers
cables to
carefully
the
scan
units.
the skies
Cables
and
connected,
ocean
sir.
horizon for any
Good.
approaching
Monitor
threats.
for any anomalies.
Far in the distance, shapes begin to appear through the morning fog. The Chinese naval fleet slowly approaches the battlefield. Above the fleet, fighter jets fly in tight formation across the sky, signaling the beginning of a high-stakes aerial encounter. Landing vessels approach the shoreline of the island, unloading armored vehicles and military equipment onto the battlefield. The tension across the ocean grows heavier with every passing moment. Suddenly, the calm breaks. American fighter jets launch from the aircraft carrier and climb rapidly into the sky. Within seconds, Chinese fighter jets accelerate forward from the opposite direction. Radar systems lock onto targets as warning alarms echo inside the cockpits of both sides. Pilots perform aggressive aerial maneuvers while speeding across the clouds. Moments later, the first missile launches into the sky, leaving a long trail of smoke behind it. Another missile quickly follows from the other side. Fighter jets twist and turn through the sky, performing evasive maneuvers to avoid the incoming attacks. Explosions flash across the clouds as the aerial dogfight intensifies. While the air battle continues above, the naval forces below prepare their next move. Missile systems aboard American destroyers begin targeting enemy ships across the ocean. Within moments, powerful missiles launch from the warships. Chinese naval forces quickly respond with their own missile strikes. Multiple missiles streak across the sky over the ocean battlefield. A massive explosion erupts on the water's surface as one missile reaches its target. Warships begin maneuvering rapidly to avoid
inbound.
further attacks. Defense systems activate, and interceptor missiles launch to destroy incoming threats. Several missiles explode mid-air, creating huge clouds of smoke across the sky. Meanwhile, on the island battlefield, armored tanks begin advancing across the terrain. American tanks move carefully through the dust and smoke. From the opposite side, Chinese armored units move forward across the battlefield. Tank cannons rotate as both sides prepare for ground combat. Suddenly, the first tank cannon fires. A powerful blast echoes across the battlefield. The shell strikes nearby ground, sending debris and dust flying everywhere. More tanks join the fight as explosions begin to shake the island. Helicopters appear above the battlefield, providing aerial support. Rocket systems fire toward ground targets as smoke spreads across the combat zone. Fighter jets fly low above the battlefield, creating thunderous sonic booms. Missiles and rockets continue striking positions across the island. The battlefield becomes filled with smoke, fire, and flying debris. Despite the chaos, both sides continue pushing forward. Reinforcements begin arriving from the ocean. More aircraft and armored vehicles enter the battlefield. The battle reaches its most intense phase. Massive explosions light up the sky as airstrikes hit multiple targets. Slowly, one side begins gaining the upper hand. Enemy forces begin retreating from several key positions. Armored vehicles continue advancing across the battlefield. Jets fly overhead in tight formation, controlling the skies. As the smoke slowly clears, the battlefield begins to fall silent. The intense fighting finally comes to an end. Across the battlefield, armored vehicles move forward carefully through the smoke. Fighter jets fly in formation high above the island. The ocean wind moves gently across the quiet battlefield. What began as a tense confrontation has now turned into a dramatic military victory.